episode 38 of SOHO Insights.
Where each week we talk about the latest products, services, and trends that help your small office, home office business be more productive, efficient, and fun.
Hello, I'm Kathy.
And I'm Jen, and this week's episode is all about Bethenny.
Bethenny.
Yeah, so each month we end the month on discussing a person or a company.
Mm-hmm.
And how we can mimic what they've done to be successful in our small office, home office businesses.
Kind of highlight their success.
Yeah, so this month's person or brand is Bethenny, like we said. And we're going to be focusing on 5 out of her 10 rules for getting everything you want out of life, which is out of her book, A Place of Yes, which I read like 3 months ago or so.
Yeah, I still think that it could have been a better title because it was All Roads Lead to Rome.
That's your title for it?
Yes, I like that one the best.
Yeah, no, but the whole book is coming from a place of yes, and you really just have to read it to understand what a place of yes is. She's got 10 rules that kind of say this is what it is coming from a place of yes, and so we're going to be talking about 5 of them tonight. And before we get started, I'm really excited to let you know that I was on New Day Northwest today with one of our clients, Heather of chicinc.com.
New Day Northwest is a Seattle TV show that's
an NBC affiliate with King 5
at 11 a.m. and her whole family sat here and watched her.
Yeah, but this is Heather. She's one of our clients, like I was saying, and she does custom invites, really gorgeous
Ovaleye
pieces.
Accounts.
Yeah,
yes.
But she's also a young female entrepreneur, which is kind of what I was talking about today. And this is the set. It looks very much like our studio here,
yes,
the Ovaleye TV studio. Yeah. And this is the audience, and we have a similar thing going on here.
Oh, definitely.
Maybe at some point we should think about having a studio audience. Wouldn't that be fun? Yeah. So anyway, this is Heather and I. We are sitting on the chairs.
It looks pretty.
So yeah, we talked about being young female entrepreneurs and about our businesses and how now is a good time to start businesses. Yeah, and that's what I was wearing today, and I'm wearing it right now. Except I curled my hair and. So this is the set, yeah. The Cisco Morris, he's a big gardener here in the Northwest, and he did a whole gardening segment, and this is the pizza guy afterwards.
Oh, that pizza looked yummy.
And we got to try it, and it was really, really yummy.
That's some more pizza.
It was just as good as it looked like. And this is Paul of Peter, Paul, and Mary, and he sang to Heather Margot, who is Margot in Seattle on Twitter, and he sang to us, and that was fun. So, yeah. I know he kept trying to get me to sing. Like, no, I'm not going to sing on camera. I felt bad.
It's a great experience for you.
Yeah, it was really fun, and I definitely enjoyed it. So.
Thank you. Thank
you, New Day Northwest, for having me on. It was really nice. So anyway, let's get on to the 5 out of 10 points of Bethenny's.
Wait, is there any other news? It seems like it's just been
There's been a lot of stuff going on. I'm excited to do emails again to our clients because of Anne-Marie. She's fabulous. She actually is the weirdest thing. Okay, let me tell the story really fast.
Hello, Anne-Marie.
Yes, hi, Anne-Marie. So we have these Small Businesses Do It Better shirts at smallbusinessesdoitbetter.com, and we've been giving them away for free, and Anne-Marie did it a few months ago, and I was like, oh, Carnation, this is way cool. I had just mailed one to Israel, one into Canada, and I sent one to Carnation, which is where I live, in Carnation, Washington. And it turns out she lives like down the street from me.
So you had a meeting of walking with the kids.
A little walk and talk. Yes. And so she is responsible for getting our newsletter templates out, and she did such a fantastic job. So thank you so much, Anne-Marie.
She knows her brand well.
She does, which is really nice. It was very refreshing to be like, you get us. I like that.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's very nice.
Yeah. So anyway, Bethenny is somebody.
Speaking of brands, that's another reason why I like Bethenny, because she really puts her brand out there. She markets very well.
Yeah, she does a great job. So yeah, I read her book a couple months ago, and I read it on Audible actually, and that's my routine. I take my baby for a walk every morning. I make phone calls and I listen to Audible during that time. And this is her book, A Place of Yes. And part 2, it's 2 parts. And
Apparently
part 2 is the better part.
Well, I'm on part 1 still.
I mean, the whole book was fantastic, but part 2 is kind of like the meat of the story, I feel like. And if you watch The Housewives or her show, then that's kind of a fun part. Or she talks about her childhood, which is also fantastic. It really develops the story.
Yeah, we have a different view on some of that, but Let's.
No, it was a great book. So anyway, she was in this Forbes article not too long ago because she was featured as
that one.
number 42
Yes.
of Forbes Celebrity 100. And she was quoted, or Forbes quoted, this is a Forbes quote. Since 2005, Frankel has become the most well-known entrepreneur on television by making her business everyone's business, which is very true. So she started out as Martha Stewart's apprentice.
I didn't know all that. See, I'm not all the way past that yet.
Okay, so she started out as Martha Stewart's apprentice. And then she went to Real Housewives of New York. And she was saying, as part of All Roads Lead, we're going to talk about it.
But the part that I thought was funny is Jen was a huge fan of Saved by the Bell, and she actually worked on that.
When I was a kid.
You did. You watched.
I did watch it a lot. So anyway, she recently sold her flagship product, Skinny Girl Margaritas, which unfortunately we would love to be drinking them right now. Hello. But as you can see, sorry, they're not.
It's fine. It's not in Duval.
Yeah.
We would have. Maybe
Okay,
it's
but
a Target.
This was kind of a last minute, unfortunately, Bethenny, if you're listening, this was a last minute decision for us to purchase a margarita. I did do a search for it, and it is 35 miles away from us. In
Is that Target?
So even the fact that it's in Issaquah, that's fantastic.
Yes.
Good job.
All right.
Her brand is, it's liquor. It can't be in Target.
Oh, yeah. No, there's one in, I guess not. Okay.
So anyway.
Right, keep going.
She sold her Skinny Girl Margarita to Fortune Brands Beam Global for an eyebrow-singeing $100 million. That was a quote from the article. $100 million for that one product. Skinny Girl is a large brand.
She does.
So here she's on stage in her tour, and she's sitting next to that bottle. That bottle is what she sold for $100 million.
But she talked about the Skinny Girl brand throughout this book, and I love that part of it.
Yeah, and my favorite quote from the article, though, was 6 years ago, Frankel was filling losses on her 1040 forms. Seriously, she tells me, it wasn't until 2 years ago that I made more than my assistant. Okay. 2 years ago until she was making more than her assistant. So, I mean, that's got to be really refreshing for a lot of small business owners. Here today, she sold her company, or the one bottle, the margarita in her brand for $100 million, and not too long ago, she wasn't making more than her assistant.
Everybody can do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so number one.
So the first point that we're going over, again, there's 10, and we're just going over 5. So definitely buy the book and find out what the other ones are, because it's definitely worth your money. Her book is fantastic. And I forgot, I was going to play an audio clip for you, because she reads it. I love that. Thank you so much, Bethenny, for reading your book.
Yes.
So ridiculous. I don't understand why authors can't take the few extra a day or a few hours to sit down and actually read the book.
Yes, and Bethenny has a great voice. So okay, so number one is
break the chain.
Break the chain.
Well, in the book, she talks about how in her childhood, there's this idea that you have to separate from whatever happened in your past and move on to the future and embrace anything, all the positives, and take some stuff and leave the rest behind.
I listened to it on Audible on my phone. There's a picture of her, but in the gym and early in the morning. So by the afternoon, it's like, why the heck am I so depressed? It's because of her beginning.
The beginning of the book.
It's not a happy childhood at all, and you just get mad at
But
her
that photo that was just showing is her in the bar celebrating the success of her company, and it's in a male-dominated industry, kind of like ours. And so it was really, there was a lot of stuff within that show that I really related to last year. I watched it on Hulu.
Except for the childhood stuff.
But yeah, the childhood stuff in her book, and some of the therapy sessions was one thing. But she was having a baby the same time I was having a baby, and I was just telling my mom that watching Bethenny have a C-section was my preparation for what I had happen with Kelly. Whether or not you like that or not, as a mom, it was kind of what happened.
You like stuff like that.
It was nice. So I really became a big fan of hers during that time, and then I got to see her, running her business while she was having the baby, and that's kind of what I've been doing. So it was really fun.
A good role model.
But anyway, so break the chain, I think, means a little bit more for us, even though we don't really. I don't know, there's nothing bad that's in our past, right?
No. There's nothing bad in our
but
past.
you can take that as any day.
Well,
you can always break the chain and choose to be happy and choose to make things right. You don't have to be stuck with a lame something or a bad
broken
project.
the chain a couple times with different things.
Yeah.
I think it's a must.
So
if things aren't going well, you break the chain and you move on.
It's not just in sad childhoods or anything like that.
Number
the
two.
fourth point and our second point is everything's your business, which
I thought she did a very good job in explaining this in her book, and how she went through many jobs. I've never heard of so many jobs that somebody's had in a lifetime, but each job she took, it took her to where she is now. She didn't know it at the time, but even some of the things that happened at the beginning are paying off now, but you don't know that.
She worked really hard
Yes.
and maximized every opportunity. And this, before we go on to this is a photo of her in her home office for all of you home office
With
people.
her assistant, who is, we like her. Who is that?
Julie.
Julie.
Yeah. So her home office has her logo very big, and I like that. I like that it looks like an office, but it's in her home, and she's able to, in a lot of the episodes, walk over in her pajamas and check on her employees. And I think it makes sense in today's business environment.
Home office, small office, home office lifestyle.
And
Okay.
yeah, so that's good. So everything's your business is the idea that you work really hard at whatever you're doing and maximize every opportunity. But it also goes into that branding piece with her home office. Or if she's on The Real Housewives, she's wearing the signature color red and really
what
just
she
making
did.
sure.
She's the only housewife that really branded herself on that. We do not watch The Housewives anymore, but that season, actually,
we
I think
watched
she's
it really
on a
because of
couple.
Bethenny.
Yes, and what she did, it was always her brand. She always talked about her business. I thought she did a very good job. It made us want to know more about her business.
Yeah, definitely. So her fifth point and our third point that we're going to go over, so we skipped a couple, again, check out our book, is All Roads Lead to Rome. And here you see her walking the red carpet, looking gorgeous. But if you've read her book, it wasn't always like that. And she talks about cooking cookies in a
I like the Pashmina one.
Yeah,
I thought that
Pashmina
was cute.
stuff. Just like the roads it took her to get to that place where she's on the red carpet was crazy. But
And it's just like all of us.
Yeah, but if she looks back at it, she said, it made total sense as to why I had to experience that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
And
funny
people she
because
met.
now, even like with us, with regular people that didn't sell a product for $100 million, it is. You can see, that makes sense that I had to go through that because that brought me to this.
Mm-hmm. I think
So-
everything you do, it will come forward to getting us where we need to be. So.
Yeah, All Roads Lead to Rome is a fantastic point. The next one is Separate from the Pack, which in her case she was kind of talking about how you sometimes need to step away from the crowd in order to really understand what you're doing, where you are at, and move forward.
Say an example of that.
The Real Housewives. She talked about how she had to separate herself from those people in order to really move forward. And she wasn't doing it. She wasn't really being malicious within the book and saying, those people, they're smaller than I am. I'm just done with it. She's what she basically said. And I have to move on.
I think we all have those things. Once you've done something, you can experience something else and move forward and get out of that comfort zone.
Yeah, but I thought of, when I was listening to her, I thought of Mom, because it's all about being uncomfortable. And that's how you actually grow, is by, if you're totally feeling comfortable, it's time to move on. So that's kind of the thing that I've been thinking about a lot lately, is if you're comfortable in what you're doing, if you're comfortable just being a one-person business, maybe that's not the best place for you. Maybe you need to feel a little bit uncomfortable and hire somebody else, or expand, or add a new product or something like that. So the idea of feeling comfortable means that you aren't really growing, I guess.
Correct.
So
I think that too.
Yeah, I really liked that part. And the fifth point that we're going to go over is
Celebrate. Always celebrate.
which is her 10th point, by the way. So we went over 10 points in just 5.
I always celebrate every week. Even if it's not the best week, there's something good in that week, because I am working with my daughter and my husband every single day, and I get to be with my grandson whenever I want, building this business. So that's huge for me. And I think everybody should celebrate. Even if they had a really bad day, there was something they're sitting at their small office, home office, not commuting, always celebrate the good things. Ooh,
You should know, this is a little behind the scenes story for us. Whenever you order a hosting package through Ovaleye.com, the entire team gets the notification that you bought a hosting package, and we all celebrate it. We all forward emails. We say, yes, this is awesome, and we talk about you.
Yes.
So if you bought from us before over at Ovaleye.com, you should know that you,
no matter
you
what,
went through the rounds,
you are celebrated many times over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. So in this show, we went over 5 of the 10 points, right?
Yes. What do you mean of?
With Bethenny.
Okay.
Who is our person that we're highlighting for the month?
Bethenny is the highlight. And it's break the chain, everything's your business, all roads lead to Rome, separate from the pack, and celebrate.
Are you sick?
Yeah, by the way, I have a sickness.
Sound nasally.
Yes, well, sitting outside on our boat in the evenings on the weekends is starting
Poor you.
Darn it.
Summer is too hard for her.
Boating, the best thing in the world. I celebrate all the time.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Next week is September. So here is to a wonderful summer. And we've had so much fun doing SOHO Insights. So until next week, this is Kathy and Jen with Ovaleye.com on Ovaleye.tv, and see you next week.